check in with the body, and then start with a prayer from our Siddur. So feel whatever position you're in your seated position. Feel your hips, your sits bones starting to settle into the support beneath you. Feel the weight of your legs. Feel your feet. With your exhale, let the lower body get heavier. Allow the shoulders to gently drop away from the ears. And feel your inner elbows resting wherever they are. And feel your palms resting however they are. And bring attention to the very top of your head. Just doing a sweep of the body, just noticing any areas of the body that might be feeling uncomfortable or tight. And also notice areas that feel relaxed or soft. And allow your attention to go to one particular place in your body where you're feeling a predominant sensation. Whatever sensation that is, it could be discomfort or relaxation, it could be tingling, it could be a weight. And bring all of your awareness to that one place in your body. And let your awareness now move outward to the rest of your body. Taking a couple of deep breaths as you do so. You can allow your eyes to remain closed or a soft focus as I introduce our class today with this prayer from our Siddur, which will be also the focus of our practice today. It's the Asher Yatzar prayer, which originally was created to bless using the bathroom. When we first get up in the morning, that ability to actually go to the bathroom was the original intention of the prayer. And as we go deeper into the layers, as often we do with any Torah, any wisdom, we see that the words of the prayer actually point to so much more, so many more layers. So I'm going to read it in Hebrew because that has the key to this prayer is the Hebrew, and then I'll read it in English. So I'll read it first Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher Yatzar et ha'adam bechokma uvaravo nekavim nekavim chalulim chalulim. Galui veyadua lifnei chisei chevodecha she'im yipateach echad mehem o yisatem echad mehem I efshar lehitkayim vela'amod lefanecha. Baruch atah Adonai rofei chol basar umafli la'asot. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. This is chalulim, chalulim, nekavim, nekavim, the many, many pathways and openings of the body. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. So take a moment to really connect to the body's many pathways and openings. If your eyes are closed, you can open your eyes and feel the opening of the eyes, the way the irises open and narrow to control the light that comes in. Sense the openings of your ears, the ear canals, and the pathway through the ears that allow you to take in the world of sound. Listen for a sound right now in your surroundings. As you breathe in through your nose, the openings of the nasal passages, feeling the breath move in through the nose, traveling down into the lungs. Feel the miracle of taking a deep breath and being able to release that breath. Notice the opening of the mouth, the esophagus, the way in which our food travels down into our stomach. Making its way into the rest of our digestive organs, the pathway of our intestines. All of these pathways and openings. Bring a hand to your heart and feel the weight of your hand on your chest. Perhaps sensing or feeling the beating of your heart. This incredible muscle that works your whole entire life to circulate your life flow, your blood, through veins and arteries, pathways and openings. We're going to start to move the body from, let's see, why don't you come to your hands and knees since we've been sitting for a few minutes, and we'll just work with the spine to start. Knees are under the hips, wrists are under the shoulders, rounding the back, letting the head drop, tucking the tailbone, inhaling into your cow, and take your time. So as you draw the breath in through the nose, be extra aware today of the pathway that the air takes to get into the lungs, to feed your heart, to feed your muscles. If you feel moved to do a little side-to-side wagging of the tail, stretching the rib cage out. Do some gentle circles or wagging with the head. You can tuck your chin toward your chest and then release. Tuck the chin and release. And then open the knees a little wider than hip width, and you can reach your arms out in front of you and just sit back into child's pose. Rest your forehead on the floor or a block. Take a big breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let it go. I'd like you to walk your hands over to the left a little bit, and then take your right hand and lift it up so that you can pat yourself on the back on the right side. So you're just touching the back of your right shoulder blade with your right hand, but you're also reaching over to the left. And press your elbow down into the mat and try to ground down through the right hip as well. So you've got a side body stretch and a tricep stretch here. Feel free to play around with it until you feel a stretch right where you need it. Big breath. And then release and walk your hands around to the right side. As you get over to the right in a comfortable position, then bend the left elbow and pat your left shoulder blade, or go toward the left back area with your left hand. Pressing down with the elbow or the back of the arm into the floor, and at the same time pressing your left hip back toward your left heel so that you get a nice stretch in that tricep. Bringing some balance back to the arm muscles today, which will help the neck feel better as well. Big breath. Let it go, and then come on back to center. Rise up to hands and knees, and we'll thread the needle. So lift your right arm up. Palm is facing away from you, so facing me. Good. Pull the navel in. And now scoop that right arm under the left arm and lay your head down on the floor. Reach the left arm out in front of you. So threading the needle here. So we're getting into the deltoid, the muscles also between the shoulder blades, the side of the arm. And I'd like you to play with shifting your weight toward your right side. And notice how that intensifies the stretch. Take some deep breaths here, getting into the thoracic spine. Good, and now slide that left hand back to bring you back up. And lift your left arm now, taking a little twist as you reach to the sky. And as you're ready, scooping the left arm under the right, threading the needle. On this side, you can reach your right arm out in front of you if you'd like. So if you just hang out in this, it may feel like a little twist. It might feel good. If you really want to get into some of those upper back and arm muscles, be more active with the stretch. So press the back of the left arm into the floor and kind of lean a bit to the left. And that will isolate some of those muscles. Take a deep breath again. Let it go. Good. Go ahead and come back up to your starting position. And let's come on to our backs now. We're going to use our strap today. And just open up those legs. So before you work with the strap, just lie on your back with your knees bent and just connect to your shoulder blades and the connection they're making with the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. And rock from side to side. Good. We're going to place the feet back on the floor. Take your strap and bring it around your right foot. So we want to make sure there's no extra tension in the upper body, so slide your shoulders down away from your ears and squeeze the shoulder blades together, so really opening up through the chest. And flex your right foot. And just press into the strap. Your left leg can be straight or bent, it's your choice. And just breathe into the back of the leg. So using your straps, just help to guide your leg gently and slowly in different movements, different shapes. Listening for the body's cues. Where might you want to stop and breathe a little more? Where do you want to explore the range of motion? Keep it slow so that you don't skip over any important information. Keep flexing the foot and think of squeezing your quadricep, the thigh, on that right side. Activating the front of the leg in order to release the back of the leg. And now take the straps in your right hand. This will serve to wake up our core a little bit, just a little beginner wake up here. As you start to open the leg out to the side, pull your navel in and get that leg out as much as you can before your left hip starts to roll up off the floor. We don't want it to do that. We want to really keep the core engaged. Take the leg out to an inner thigh stretch and then bring it back up to center with your breath. So you're going to inhale and come out to the side, exhale. As you do that, as you're exhaling on your way back up, I want you to envision those inner thighs activating and activate the core, the belly. So these are all part of the core. A couple more times, really mindful. Last time. This time change hands with the strap and just keep letting the leg come across the body just till you feel an outer hip stretch. Good, come back to center. And hold the straps with both hands again. And this time we're going to pull the knee in toward the chest, or I would say the outer edge of the rib cage. So you can keep the other leg straight or bent if you want, but you're going to bend the right knee, bring it to your rib cage, outer edge of your rib cage, and use the strap to help create compression in the hip. And then extend the leg, release. And then keeping the foot flexed, you're going to bring the knee toward the rib cage or chest or armpit area, create some compression, pull on the strap, and then release. One more time. And release. Good. Now release the strap. Hug the knee into your chest. This time your left leg can be straight and take a gentle twist. If you need a block under your knee for some support, that's totally fine. Open up your arms into a T. Gaze over your right arm and take some deep breaths. We've got these pathways and openings in the spine as well, and the spinal cord, right? That carry really important information from our bodies to our brains and our brains to our bodies. Just taking a moment to appreciate this miraculous spinal cord, part of your nervous system. Pull the navel in. You can help your knee back up if you need to. And then we'll change sides. So the strap goes around the left foot now. And before you start moving the leg around, just reposition those shoulders so they're relaxed, the chest is open. And just first gather information. How is this hamstring on this side today? Flex the foot, reach the heel to the sky, and when you're ready, just gently exploring. Mindful of the pathways of breath as you breathe in and release. And then taking both the straps in your left hand and drawing in on the navel, you'll start to open the leg out to the side until you get an activation of the inner thigh, a little stretch there, rooting the right hip down toward the floor. As you exhale, bring it back up to center. Inhaling as you come out. Now if you need to bend the knee a little bit on that left side to take pressure off your back, you can. We're going to inhale, open the leg up, and exhale. Remember to really visualize or give extra attention to the inner thigh and the abdominal muscles as you're activating them. Good, this will be our last one out to the side. And then exhale, bring it up, change hands, and keeping the foot very flexed, you'll start to cross the body and get into the outer hip. Reach your leg into the strap. So think of creating space in the hip joint. And then bring the leg back to center and holding on to both straps. Once again, we will bend the left knee now and bring it in close to the rib cage, or kind of aim it towards your left armpit area and use the straps to help create compression and then extend and create compression. You can even breathe into it, which will massage the internal organs. Exhale, extend, or breathe however feels best for you today. A couple more. Get a nice little compressed feeling in that hip joint. So we're supporting the stimulation of synovial fluid in the hips. We want to keep everything as lubricated as possible. As we get older, we want to stay supple in the joints. Extend. Good. And then release. You can hug your knee into your chest. And then take the leg across the body into a twist. Open up those arms. Look over the left arm. Engaging the core as you bring the knee back up to center. This time hug both knees into the chest. Take a happy baby or a modified happy baby. So you can hold on to your shins and rock from side to side, or hold on to the feet, outer edges of the feet. I apologize for the blowers, they'll be gone soon. Good. And then bring the knees back in. And now bring your feet to the floor. You'll want to use your block for this. So bring the feet in close to the bottom. So you could almost, or maybe you can, touch your heels with your middle fingers or so. And the feet are about hip width apart. Take your block on the skinny setting, bring it right in between your thighs, and just squeeze that block. As you do that, you might sense that your feet could walk in toward each other a tiny bit more. That's usually the case. Squeeze the block. And as you're keeping some pressure on the block, I would like you to do some pelvic tilts. So just rocking the pelvis as you press your lower back into the floor and kind of lift the tailbone without lifting the butt. You're going to feel your core activate, almost like what it feels like to start to do an abdominal crunch. And then release. Let the tailbone rock toward the floor, creating a little arch in the lower back. And then exhale, squeeze the block, tilt the pelvis. So you're tucking the tailbone and pause there. You might even feel your core. You could maybe feel around, notice the activation there. And then release, arching the back, squeezing the block, exhale, tucking the tailbone, pulling the navel in. Now we're going to stay there and press with that activation and press into your feet and start to lift your hips off the floor. Squeeze your block. Turn your palms up so that you've got nice external rotation in the shoulders, which is going to help our necks. Keep squeezing the block, breathing, and start to lower down. Good. We're going to release the block, kind of turn to the side, press yourself up, and we will come to standing. Make sure you have your massage ball with you. So let's work on the right foot to start. We'll work our way up to the neck and the shoulders. So start working on the right foot, just getting into any sore spots. Pausing any place that feels extra sore and just breathing into that soreness. So if digestion is an issue, anyone with any digestive challenges, you can work on the lower part of the foot as you move toward the heel, not the heel itself, but just above the heel, toward the middle of the foot. We get into reflex points for the large and small intestine. Try doing some circles with the ball under your foot. Good, and then take a step off of the ball and just stand with the feet hip width apart and take note of the connection of your right foot to the mat, the quality of the connection, and how that translates up the leg on the side that you just massaged. And then when you're ready, change to the left foot. Keep your breath flowing. Little circles with your foot over the ball. Good. You can step off of the ball, once again coming into mountain pose with the toes pointed forward. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Turn the palms slightly to face forward. Let there be a soft bend in your knees and feel the feet fully connected to your mat. And then inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale your hands to your heart. Again, inhale, really fill up the lungs. Exhale, hands to the heart. The next time we'll come into a forward fold. Inhale, reaching up. And then exhale, dive forward with a flat back, coming to a block or the floor, whatever is within your reach. If you are using a block, keep it close to your feet. Let your head go, let your knees bend as much as you need to. So we want the chest to be able to rest on or near the thighs. Release the weight of the head. Breathe into the lower back. Now, really feel the connection of your feet on the mat and then pull your belly in. So you want to really engage the core and then press into your hands. Slide your hands up your shins so that they're resting close to the knees. And you're here in a flat back posture. Pull the belly in. Good. And then fold. Take a big breath here. Let it out. Nice little inversion here to support circulation to the brain. And then engage the belly. Slide the hands up. Halfway, bring the hands to the hips and rise all the way up. We'll do some standing twists. Open up the legs and start to bring soft fists to your chest and your lower back. Start to let the twisting come to stillness. We'll do our 3 thumps to support the immune system. So finding your collarbones, right under the collarbone, start to tap vigorously. Breathing in and out through the nose, out through the mouth, into the nose, out through the mouth. Good, and now center of the chest. Take a big breath in and let out a nice long ah. Ah. Good, let's smile as we do that. Nice big breath in. Ah. Good, nice. And now knock on the ribs or tap on the rib cage. Just waking up all these really important meridian points to help regulate the immune system. Shake it out. So just start to shake like Jello. Shake, shake, shake. Notice what shakes easily, like what parts of your body move like, oh yeah, I could do this all day long. And then what parts are like, I don't know how to do this. What is she talking about? Those are the parts we want to really pay attention to. What could let go a little bit more? Maybe a little jumping, a little jostling, a little bouncing. A little hip movement. And now bring some sound into this. Now your tongue, let your tongue go. Just let it go. Good. And then start to let the shaking and the movement just come to stillness. And notice what feels awake in the body. And now we're going to give some extra attention to our neck and shoulders with our massage ball. So first we'll massage, then we'll stretch. So bring the ball into your right hand and we'll just get the back of the right side of the neck, right at the base of the skull. Just pressing and then rolling the ball out to the side. So we've done this a lot. Anybody who's new to this, I start at the center, not on the spine itself, and I just roll the ball out to the side till I get under the bone behind my ear. And you can do that same movement starting at the base of the skull and working your way down till you're on top of the trapezius, right where you'd get a nice shoulder rub if someone came up behind you. You can do little circles down the side of your neck, more toward the front, but be very gentle. If you take the ball on, I'm going to get closer so you can see better. If you take the ball to your collarbone, right here, above the collarbone this time, and you place it there gently, and with pressure there, you tilt your head to the side and back. You'll feel a stretch in the front of the neck muscles here. Really important to offset all that like forward chin stuff that happens when we're on screens. So we take the ball, we add a little pressure right on top of the clavicle, pushing in gently, and then stretching the neck back and to the side. And go nice and slow and gentle with this. Excuse me. So now let's just take a break and let the hands rest by our sides. And tilt your left ear to your left shoulder. And then roll your chin toward your chest. And back around to the other side. So now you have your right ear stretching or moving toward your right shoulder. I don't know about you, but the side we just massaged feels a lot more mobile. So let's go ahead and get into that left back of the neck. So ball is in the left hand. Work the very base of the skull to start. We've got lots of important muscle there that travels up into the back of the head, the trapezius. If you get tension headaches, it's often because this muscle is active, too active. And then start to move your way down your shoulder at your own pace. When we get stressed about life, our body does feel like it takes on the weight of the world, and our body often takes that shape as if we had the planet on our back, holding up all that weight. So just letting that go, letting the tension go if you can, for now. When you get around to the front of the neck, you can place the ball gently on top of the collarbone. Press in just a tiny bit and tilt your right ear to your right shoulder again, and then back. And you'll feel a stretch in the front of the neck. Good. And then roll your chin towards your chest. Nice and slow. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. And then roll the chin again over to the other side. Right ear to right shoulder. Hopefully there's a little more balance there. Bring the head back up to center. Release the shoulders. So we'll open up the chest as well. So the ball's in your left hand, so you can just do your rowing motion as you pin the ball down on any part of the chest that feels good for you. So you want to press with your hand, and it's like you're pinning the muscle down, and then you're going to stretch against the pinning motion. You can also roll it around. It just depends how coordinated you feel. I sometimes like to just pin and then move the muscle. Pin and move. Good, and then just shake that side out, do some circles. Ball is in the right hand. Go ahead and start to work the chest. Keep breathing. Good. You can set your ball off to the side, do some circles with that shoulder as well. And then we will bring the arms to goalpost position. And you can keep your knees soft here. And then we'll keep the elbows where they are. I'll go sideways, and then we're just going to rotate the forearms to the palms face down. As far as you can go, but you have to keep your elbows right where they are. And then rotate up. Spread the fingers wide, press down. So your shoulders might want to come up here, press them down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then with all that activation happening, then you're moving the arms. It feels like a lot of work probably, and it is. Keep breathing. Pull the navel in. Do some rotation here. And release. Shake it out. We're going to take just a couple of standing poses. So let's come into a lunge, okay? So we're going to come to our knees. And if you need your blocks by your side, you can use them. We're going to be on the left knee and just bring the right foot forward. So you're in a 90-degree shape with your front leg and your back leg. So activate your glutes on the left side. So squeeze the glutes of that stabilizing leg, and then put your hands on your right knee and think of pushing. You won't really go anywhere, but think of pushing the femur, the leg bone, out of the front of the hip, pushing it away as you squeeze your butt cheek on the left leg. So you're going to create some length in the hips. Good. Now keep your belly pulled in. Try to keep that feeling of length, and then lift your arms all the way up. Reach up. Maybe gaze up. Good. Bring your arms into that same goalpost shape that we were in for our warm-up. And then just start to rotate towards your right. So you're just rotating just as far as you can go. So you're using your core here. Lots of core muscles working. Back to center and to the other side. Back to center. And then reach up. And exhale. Go ahead and take this into a little deeper lunge. You can bring your blocks if you want, and just come into a nice hip opener here. Press your back knee into the floor a little bit more, and think of magnetizing your front heel to the back knee. So you're going to activate those inner thighs. Good. We're going to change sides. First in our upright lunge. Bring the hands to the left thigh, press down on the thigh and push the thigh out. As soon as you do that, if you do it properly, you will probably feel a little more in the hip flexor on the standing leg, the kneeling leg. Squeeze the butt cheek on the right side as you lengthen out of your left hip, and pull the navel in and reach the arms up. Root down through the legs, reach up through the arms, breathe. Bring those arms into your goalpost. Right away, re-engage your belly. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other so your heart's nice and open, and then rotate to your left. Come through center, rotate to your right. And then back to center. Reach those arms up. One more big breath. Let it go. You can use your blocks and come into just releasing into a lower lunge here. Good, come on up. We will turn lengthways on the mat. Blocks will be handy here. Open the legs up as much as you can so you feel your outer edges of your feet on the mat, and an equal amount of mat space from your toes to the edge of your mat. So just take a little look there and make sure that the feet seem like they're lined up with each other. The toes are lined up. Maybe a little bit pigeon-toed if possible, just a little bit turned inward. And now fire up your quads. So we can hang out like this and put a lot of pressure on the back of the knees, or we can squeeze the quads and feel the kneecaps kind of levitate up toward the upper thighs. So keeping the core, the muscles of the quads active, will start to hinge forward as far as you can go, as far as you want to go. If you want to stop halfway down for a flat back, you can. Or you can come all the way down, remembering to squeeze the quads and press into the outer edges of your feet. So think of lifting the inner ankles. Now there's lots of variations we can take with this. If you want to just stay hanging out in this more simple variation, go for it. If you'd like to take a twist, I'll walk you through that. So to do that, I'm going to walk my hands forward a bit so my back is flat. Keep the right hand on the floor, and then reach with my left hand underneath my right arm and grab hold of my shin or ankle, whatever you can get a hold of. You can extend that right arm out even more so you create some space to gaze under the armpit. And now you're probably, if you're in a twist, you might be sinking into that left hip. So feel your hips kind of level out if possible. So shifting the right hip more toward the center again. Squeeze the quads. Good, and now we can switch sides if you're in the twist. If you've chosen not to twist, it's totally fine. You can reach your arms out if you want, or go deeper into it using a block. Squeeze your quads. I say that because I always lose it, and so whenever I forget, I tell you guys to do the same thing. Good. If you're in that twist, go ahead and release. Bend your knees slightly. Start to heel toe your feet toward each other until you can come up to standing. Good. Walk your feet underneath you. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do that one more time. This time we'll make our way to the floor. Exhale, bend the knees, come down into a little squat. Come to the middle of your mat. We're going to come down to the floor and take a figure 4 stretch. Go ahead and cross your right ankle over your left knee or thigh and draw the left leg toward you. And keep both feet flexed. And just getting into the outer hip here. Notice what's going on in your jaw. If it's tight, you can open it really wide, stretch it out. And go ahead and release this side and come to the other side when you're ready, flexing both feet, really pressing that left knee away from you to get into the outer hip. Go ahead and release this side. If you'd like to take an inversion here, you can, or anything else that would feel good to you before you take Shavasana. For an inversion, if you want to do a supported inversion, you can always slide the block under your hips and bring your feet up. If you're familiar with inversions and you feel like your neck is comfortable doing a deeper inversion, you can always take a half shoulder stand or a shoulder stand. Just making sure that you are always looking straight ahead, straight up when you're in an inversion, so we don't put pressure on the cervical spine. So taking any inversion of your choice, or repeating a stretch that felt really good to you, that you feel like your body needs. And when you hear the bell, it'll be your invitation to start to move toward stillness. Begin to let your body find a resting place that's comfortable. And release all of the effort of your practice today. And take this time of rest to integrate the work that you did with the tissues of your body. Everything you did today supports the many pathways and openings of your body. Makes it easier for your body to do its miraculous job. As you rest in Shavasana, once again noticing any places in the body that you might feel need healing or support. And as you breathe in deeply and softly, imagine healing energy going to those places, surrounding those places, infusing them with wholeness and balance. Exhaling anything that your body might be ready to let go of. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life, were one of them to fail, how well we are aware. We would lack the strength to stand in life before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength. Baruch atah Adonai rofei chol basar umafli la'asot. For life, for health, for hope, for beautiful, bountiful blessings, all praise to the source, all praise to the source of being. For life, for health, for hope, for beautiful, bountiful blessings, all praise to the source, all praise to the source of being. Inviting some deeper breaths into the body to awaken all of your senses. Your sense of smell, of hearing, of sight, of taste and touch. And when you're ready, rolling to your side, and pressing yourself up with your hands resting at your heart. And let us take a moment to say thank you to some part or parts of our own bodies. And even if we live with something chronic or there's something that may not heal physically, we know that there are many layers to healing in soul and spirit as well. And so just saying thank you for all of the ways we heal, all the ways that our loved ones heal as well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be free. May all beings be loved, and may all beings have peace. May it be so. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Shalom.